Listen closely, because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at people forever. This is not just another story about a single dad working to make ends meet. No, this is about a man who was ignored, dismissed, laughed at, until the day he saved $1 billion empire in less than 2 minutes. Stick with me until the end, and if this story touches you even a little, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share it, because you never know who needs to hear this right now. He was just the delivery guy. At least, that's what everyone called him. Daniel was a single dad, struggling to raise his little daughter Emily after his wife passed away. Every morning, before the sun even rose, he'd tie Emily's tiny shoes, pack her school lunch with whatever little he could afford, and then head off to his shift delivering packages. Rain or shine, cold or burning heat, he kept moving because Emily was watching, and he wanted her to believe that her dad would never give up. But to the world, Daniel was invisible. When he walked into fancy office towers with his delivery bags, executives barely looked up. Receptionists waved him aside. Security guards eyed him like he was in the wrong place. He didn't complain. He just smiled politely, handed over the packages, and went back out the door. What no one knew was that Daniel had once been something else entirely, a brilliant systems engineer, a man who had worked for some of the top firms in the country. But life had dealt him a cruel hand. After losing his wife in an accident, he left everything behind to focus on raising Emily. The corporate world didn't wait for him, and when bills started piling up, he took whatever work he could find. That work was delivery. One rainy afternoon, Daniel arrived at the headquarters of one of the biggest tech companies in the city. Inside, the CEO, Mr. Collins, was pacing like a trapped lion. Millions of dollars were on the line. A system crash had frozen their entire platform, investors were calling, clients were panicking, and the company's reputation was seconds from collapse. The entire IT team was gathered in the boardroom, throwing out technical jargon, typing frantically, but nothing was working. Daniel stepped into the lobby with his delivery bag, dripping wet, waiting for someone to sign. The receptionist barely glanced at him and muttered, "Just leave it there." But Daniel overheard enough of the frantic conversation through the open door to know what was happening. His heart pounded. He recognized the words, the errors, the same kind of system crash he'd once solved for another major company. He could fix it, but who was going to listen to the delivery guy? Summoning his courage, Daniel walked closer to the boardroom. A security guard stepped in front of him instantly. "You don't belong here." The executives inside glared, irritated at the interruption. Mr. Collins' face was red with stress as he barked at his team. But Daniel raised his voice anyway, calm but firm. "You're looking in the wrong place. The system didn't fail, it's locked in a loop because of a patch error in your database sync. Give me 2 minutes, and I can reset it." Laughter rippled across the room. One IT manager smirked, "Right, what would the delivery guy know about this?" Another shook his head, waving him off. But Mr. Collins, he noticed something. The way Daniel spoke wasn't random. He spoke like someone who knew. With no options left and seconds ticking away, Collins finally said, "Fine. 2 minutes. Do it." The room went silent. Daniel sat at the terminal, his hands steady as if he had done this 1,000 times before. His daughter's face flashed in his mind, her little smile, her belief that her dad was a hero. He typed furiously, navigating the system with precision. A few commands, a reset sequence, and then, the screen flickered back to life. Systems online. Accounts restored. Billions saved. Gasps filled the room. The IT team stared in disbelief. Collins leaned in, his jaw slack, then slowly broke into the first smile he'd had in days. "Who are you?" he asked. Daniel stood, humble as ever. Just a dad doing his job. He picked up his delivery bag and turned to leave, but Collins wasn't about to let him walk out the door. "Wait, we need you here. Name your position, name your salary." For the first time in years, Daniel felt like more than just invisible. He had been seen, but he thought about Emily. He didn't want endless hours away from her again. So he made a condition: flexible work, time to be with his daughter, and a chance to rebuild his life on his own terms. Collins agreed without hesitation. From that day forward, Daniel wasn't just a delivery guy. He became the man who saved $1 billion company in 2 minutes, and more importantly, the father who proved to his daughter that no matter how the world judges you, your worth can't be measured by the uniform you wear. So the next time you see someone you think is just a janitor, just a driver, or just a delivery person, remember Daniel. Remember that behind tired eyes and worn-out clothes, there may be brilliance, courage, and a story you know nothing about. If this story inspired you, if it made you feel even a spark of hope, then hit that like button, subscribe, and share it. Because we all need a reminder, never ignore someone just because of where they are in life today. Tomorrow, they might be the one who saves everything.